Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Pearcey Presents the Pearcey Presents podcast.
Hey, Pearcey here from the Pearcey Presents podcast. Welcome back for part 2 of our tremendous chat with the beautiful, talented Rhonda Burchmore. In part 2, we have a chat regarding wild parties with the royal family, a dinner with former US President Mr. Bill Clinton, losing her sister and her mum in a 6-month period, which was a very trying time for Rhonda. We talk about her beautiful puppies, Zorro and Lulu, her national tour, just to name a few. Part 1 was a raging success, so thanks for all the feedback, it's greatly appreciated. Rhonda was absolute champion for her time and her openness and candidness on her career, and also, as you'll hear in this episode, on some really matters that are very close to her heart in her sister and losing her mum. So, again, won't take up too much of your time. Stay tuned to the end of the episode for her social media details and also the Pearcey Presents social media details. As you know, it's all at Pearcey Presents on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and pearceypresents.com. And we're still running our competitions, so again, continue giving us a 5-star rating. It's greatly appreciated, and a quick review. And also, exciting news, you can also get the podcast on Google Podcasts, which has just been released in Australia. So sit back and chill and enjoy part 2 of our great chat with Rhonda Burchmore.
I need to find out down the track. That's not how it happens. I mean, I was very lucky. I could work there because I had grandparents that were English, so with equity and stuff like that. So it was just that was the natural progression for me to go to London's West End, and then from there someone sees you and then you cast in the next show, and then of course Hot Shoe Shuffle. I'd come back in between all of them. David Atkins, my dear friend that I spoke to, you know, he was involved in the pirate movie, but he decided to write me a show with playing identical twin, because he's as short as I am tall, and 7 gorgeous tap dancing boys, and so Hot Shoe Shuffle was born, and we played Australia, and we were the first show in its entirety to go to London's West End, so pretty proud.
Gee whiz, that's amazing. And was there many people before you that had successfully conquered London's West End before you?
I don't think there was. Probably Dame Edna. I don't know that was an Australian that went over there. I think I was in the minority for sure. I wouldn't say that there wasn't, but I know that there wasn't that many before, because A, we tended to stick here, and B, they didn't want us over there. So it was fairly exceptional circumstances.
Amazing. Yeah, congratulations.
I mean, you look now, I mean, there's, you know, we have quite a few artists that go overseas, and Carolyn O'Connor or some of the boys that we have working over there. But, you know, there's not that many really in musical theatre, as much as I guess, you can name, or what I'm trying to say is named people like big stars. We have, you film lot, but in terms of, I know, there's a handful of them that are doing very well over there now.
And what was it like working with those legends such as Mickey Rooney and Anthony and David Atkins?
Oh, well, David, I've worked with, he was great fun, the Aussie, and I had one of my highlights of a time in my life would be doing that show. Mickey, to work with Mickey Rooney and Ann Miller, who were like movie legends from that golden era, was quite extraordinary to actually be on stage and work with them and learn from them and to socialise. Amazing. I pinched myself for that one. And same with Anthony Newley in Stop the World, I Want to Get Off. You know, he was one of the finest songwriters of last century that their music, you hear Feeling Good, or you hear Goldfinger, or Pure Imagination, or The Candyman. All those songs are his, and to actually work with him was pretty amazing.
Absolutely. Again, it would have been a pinch yourself moment. No
Yeah,
doubt.
for sure. And the nicest man too.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Would you say there were better parties on the West End or back in Australia?
Oh, I guess
We can't remember.
the opening night parties were pretty spectacular over there. They were. I mean, because of where it was the who's who of everyone, and it was fairly heady times. I would meet as many as 4 or 5 times Princess Diana and
Yes.
Charles. So
I was going to ask you how you ended up dining with her.
oh well, just because of especially with Anne and Mickey, who were big megastars, they'd bring people into the show and then they'd come backstage and you'd meet and wine and dine with them. So it was, pretty good.
And was she as nice as everyone made her out to be?
Anne Miller?
Anne Miller and Diane.
And Anne Miller was, she was fabulous, Anne. She was crazy, fabulous. Diana, yes, definitely, was gorgeous. The most, she was just about my height, and the most exquisite blue eyes, and a really nice, just a lovely warm girl. And you just wished that she, you kind of felt that she was kind of entrapped by this whole royal thing, and that she would have been very different if away from that.
Is there any funny stories that you can share about those characters? Or memorable stories, maybe?
I remember Diana finding out that she was a very keen dancer herself and loved tap dancing, and one year, some big, very posh dinner, I was invited to perform, and I put my tap shoes on and said, "Oh, this is for you, Diana," and I remember going down and skidding on a bit of food on the floor and going A over T, and splat, and I laughed, and Diana laughed, but the rest of the royal party and people were not amused at all. I mean, gosh, it's things like that happen. I mean, you kind of try so hard and then to go splat, which I've done many times in my career. But, I mean, gosh, so many, wonderful times with these people, as I said, whether it be dinner parties or just laughs or,
Just amazing memories. Yeah, absolutely. And what brought you back to the sunburnt lands of Australia? Was it just that your time was up in the West End, or?
Well, the contracts were up and I would come back. I had a husband back here the whole time of this.
Gee.
That kept his work here, and so it was a lot of and very expensive commuting. So the contracts would be up, and then I would come back. I had no real desire to stay or live there, just to work there. So came back, until the next one came. So.
And did you have any wants to go to America, try and conquer America after conquering Australia, conquering London?
I went to America with, I've been there a couple of times, went to do a show called Easter Parade, which I did off-Broadway with Tommy Tune. For one reason or another, the whole producers pulled out of it. I mean, that was already set to go into the Winter Garden there, and which was a very sad, well, it was just frustrating. You work so hard and you think you're almost there and it's all set to go, and then the producers pull their money out. So
the rug gets pulled from underneath you.
Yeah. So I, no burning desire anymore to do it. I go over there, I see, I work, I watch, I work back here and I go, is it always the grass greener? I don't think it is, because I think we've got some amazing opportunities here, and in terms of those big shows, a lot of them usually come around here anyway. So, mind you, I'd still never say no, but
That's right.
who knows?
Who knows? One of those Hollywood producers might be listening to this. I doubt it, but you just never know.
You never know.
Now, I know this is a difficult topic and we won't spend too much time on it, but I know a few years ago that you lost your beautiful sister who suffered a long illness, which was, I believe, multiple systems atrophy.
Correct.
What kind of lady was she?
Oh, she was amazing. Michelle was, we spoke earlier, she was kind of the person I looked up to all my life in terms of why I got into dancing, and my biggest fan, and she was the most generous, warm-hearted, beautiful girl, and she was in the business herself, and then as a dancer, and then it wasn't that, but she just got an injury because dancers are a bit like athletes, you get.
Yes.
And then she went off to do all other stuff in PR and sales and stuff, and she was struck down by this horrific motor neurone type disease that it's a bit, and everything shuts down. It's, if you can combine muscular dystrophy with multiple sclerosis to Parkinson's, she had the triple whammy, and your listeners might, it's a very rare thing. If you Google it, there's no cure for it. So it was a very, very tough couple of years seeing her, decline. And everything shuts down except the brain. So speech, movement, everything except the brain. So it's a bit like Steve, in the Theory of Everything. Is it Steve, that movie? Steve Hawkins?
Yeah, Stephen Hawkins, yes.
So, really, really tragic.
Especially being such a dancer.
And young, and my soulmate, just so And then last year, about 6 months ago, my mum passed away. So it's been and my dad before that. So it's been the three kind of closest people in my life, of all, just, I don't know what, passed. It's like a big dark old cloud that now is hopefully lifted.
Absolutely. They say bad things coming through, and hopefully that's, much wood that's the end of
end of that.
It's not bad luck.
I mean, everyone must go through it, but it was just how one after the other, like not a day in the last 6 or something years, with someone not terminally ill. It was pretty hideous.
Absolutely. And as much as you can put on a brave face for the show, they're always with you. You're always going to be thinking about them somewhere, even during that show.
Oh, well, continually, every day.
Absolutely.
And it's hard when, for the last 6 years or so, performing, putting on that brave face where your heart's breaking when in a way it's, a nice distraction to perform so that you...
so it makes you happy, hopefully.
It distracts you from the sadness for a minute, but also they would have wanted me to do it anyway, so for sure.
And they'd be proud of you.
I hope so.
I'm sure, and they'll continue to be proud of you. So,
thank you.
Absolutely. Now on to a much brighter note, and I know this will bring a smile to your face. The two celebrity puppies, Zorro and Lulu, Instagram celebrities, celebrity lookalikes, and performers in their own right. Have you always been a dog lover?
Always been a dog lover. From a kid, I love all animals, but certainly these two, and they're two standard poodles, and Zorro they're both completely from different lines, but they are real characters. Lulu's now coming up to 17, and she's an old girl, but a very regal dame, and Zorro's just thinks everyone's in love with him. So
Zorro, the one with the man bun?
Oh yeah, the man bun. Yeah. He loves people. He's a very handsome young man.
He is. I was watching an Instagram clip a couple of days ago, and I rewatched it again today. With
Guyton.
I love Guyton Grantley. He's one of the best actors. He's just a jet. I was watching that Instagram clip, and he had the man bun.
The little cravat, the little scarf. Yeah,
that's right. That was tremendous. So you obviously like to. You're one of those dog mums that likes to dress up their dogs.
Lulu won't have a bar of it, but
really?
Well, she runs away from the character, but Zorro's favourite thing is the well, it's my favourite thing because I get bored at the finals of The Voice. I either dress him up as the judges or we're going to have fun this year with Boy George up there. I reckon I'll get a hat, and he does a good Delta, and he loves Kelly. Kelly
follows him, doesn't he?
Oh yeah. So there you go, and Delta. So
and
there you
Delta.
go. There you go.
That's tremendous. I'm going to have to get the dogs on the podcast.
Oh,
to a dog cast.
Very good.
You've performed in many, many TV shows, film and stage shows. I believe that you are now writing your own shows. That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I've been doing that for a while. The last one I wrote with my best friend in life, Lara Mulcahy, Absolutely Fabulous.
Yes.
And we've been touring nationally with that and very successfully. And
you're doing regional tour of that as well, is that correct?
We did regional Victoria last year, but we're coming back. Like, for example, this weekend I'm in Sydney. I mean, if you go to my website, rhondaburchmore.com, there's all the dates. We're going everywhere from Queensland to Western Australia to Adelaide to Mount Gambier, Tasmania, all over.
That's tremendous. So that'll be on rhondaburchmore.com. I'll post those dates on my social media platforms and on Pearcey Presents, along with some other details as well. So
thank you.
Go check it out. I've got some friends that live in Sydney that listen, and a few from across Australia. So hopefully a few people go.
That's
great.
great.
If you get the chance to meet Rhonda, say that you heard her on the Pearcey Presents podcast.
Yeah, because that's the other thing that Lara and I do. We after our show, which I don't think many people do anymore, we actually go out and meet and greet the people.
Oh, wow.
So that's sometimes longer than the show. But I think it's nice when you go to some of those areas that, that people are fans for years, that you can actually say hi and have sign something or take a photo or whatever.
Makes our day, absolutely. I'm a big person just to say hi. I try not to take up too much of people's time. Apart from you, I've taken up almost 50 minutes plus time. But just in general, like, I'm not one of those people that just yap. But it's just nice. Like, if I'm a fan of someone, I'm not going to interrupt them if they're having lunch or dinner. There's nothing worse. But if I see them, especially if I'm at their show, I'll be like, and I see them, which rarely happens, but just go, yeah, thanks very much, being a fan, great performance.
And they love it, yeah.
Yeah.
And the ones that don't, they drive me nuts.
Yeah, well, you're not a fan. You don't become or you just go, yeah, don't need you anymore. Yeah, I'll spend my hard-earned money somewhere else. Yeah. Well, they might just be having a bad day. We all have bad days.
Sure.
Apart from you, I don't think you don't.
I do. Trust me. But I always have time for the people, as you said, they're the people that put bums on seats and, buy your book, buy your album. That's the least I think a artist can do, is to say good day or a thank you or a little photo with them.
Absolutely. And yeah, it is really appreciated, because I went and saw Dave Hughes. He was down performing in Frankston, and he came out the front and was obviously selling DVDs, but he didn't charge for selfies and stuff like that. And it's just nice to say hi, nice to meet you. Takes 5 seconds, 10 seconds.
And you'll go back and go and see him again.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Getting to know Rhonda a bit more. You're extremely busy. Do you have any hobbies that you like to do in your so-called free time?
Apart from walking those two big old pooches, I love to garden. I love the garden, and I also love to fish.
Fantastic. With purple shirt or?
Oh, no, purple shirt is no longer with us.
Upset or? Oh.
No, purple shirt is, mind you, purple shirt ended up coming to my wedding, which was funny after 20 odd years, came. I love to fish. I've got a place on the Gold Coast, and that is my R&R. I get into the tracksuit and no makeup.
Is it bedazzled tracksuit or?
Oh no, very basic, very basic. Barefoot, t-shirt, hair back. No one knows that who I am until I open my mouth and they go, "Oh, is that you, Rhonda, under that hat?" No. But that's for me. Swimming, but by the sea is my R&R.
Beautiful. And for your husband's obviously been a huge support during that last 6 years of trouble.
Yeah, my husband and my daughter. They've been my rocks there with all that sadness to kind of help me get through that. And Lexi's my sunshine in terms of watching her grow and hopefully guide her. It's been a tough time, but I've been married to my husband for 170 years.
Lucky man.
Yeah, but it's a good relationship.
That's tremendous. How did the opportunity to dine with Bill Clinton crop up?
I'd been doing Mamma Mia. I was in the original Mamma Mia, and it was 2001, and he was shortly after the Monica Lewinsky affair, and I think he'd finished up as the president, but he was doing a very big public speaking engagement around Australia.
Very expensive one, I remember.
Very expensive. And I was invited to perform, sing a few numbers for Bill, and they flew me into Adelaide, and I said, okay, I'm happy, because they weren't paying me. I said, of course, he's being paid whatever. I said, well, if I'm not going to get paid, I really want to meet the man. So they organised a very smart dinner. So I had a lovely dinner with Bill Clinton, and I felt as though I was the only person in the room, even though there were probably 50,000 security people. But yeah, charming man, charismatic, down to earth, charming, yeah.
Wonderful. Wasn't a Marilyn Monroe situation where you sung Happy Birthday? Or?
Oh, no. I did sing Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend, but no.
I had to sneak that one in.
You did sneak it in. No, I did. No, but charming man. Yeah, I think I had a few jealous women that night.
I bet you did. Yeah. Do you think you'll ever lose the nerves? And if you do you think that's time to call it a day on performing?
Lose the nerves.
Like, you know how you get nervous, which is like probably gets you ready.
Or adrenaline.
Adrenaline, that's the word.
I still get that hit of adrenaline. It's still every time I perform, and I still, I think I'm going to probably be one of those performers like, I'm looking at Cher at 72 or whatever she is coming out doing the tour. I'm probably going to be one of those ones that is still doing it, that there's not going to be like a time limit.
Yes.
As long as I can physically do it and people still come.
You can still roll out as a mermaid.
I think there's nothing worse than, you go, some of those artists, you go, didn't that used to be, or you're in some dreadful bar or something. That's my nightmare. I'm hopefully way out of it before then.
Yeah.
And Michael Lippman, my manager, will not let me get there.
When have you been most satisfied in your life?
Professionally or either?
Either.
Certainly satisfied that I've got a glorious daughter, Lexi, who's achieving amazing goals and is a beautiful young woman. So that satisfied in terms of career. You do project. there's a certain satisfaction you get from projects that you go, oh, that was fantastic. I'm really proud of myself. Probably the last one I did, one of those was, Absolutely Fabulous, for example. I'm producing that, so I'm financially taking all the risks, doing the marketing, co-wrote it, driving that machine. I'm very satisfied with that when you get the reaction that we're getting. So things like that. I mean, certain projects that are, a few years ago I played The Witch in Into the Woods, and that for me was really satisfying, because not only do you sing Stephen Sondheim, but to play, The Witch and be reviewed very well. Not that that matters, but just feel good about it.
Everyone likes to have a good review.
Yeah, I mean, mind you, I've had many, many good ones, some shockers, you go, but it's only someone's opinion really at the end of the day.
Absolutely correct. Mm-hmm. What continues to inspire you?
New projects, new working with interesting people. New music inspires me. Just that the whole, so many things inspire me. And to keep on, trying to do my best, I might go to a show and see someone and go, oh, that was amazing. Not that I do that, but, something clicks for me to kind of go off and do something else. And young people inspire me. Young people that I'm working with and around, young musicians. I'm working with a young man called Jack Earl, who's 3, absolute genius. I mean, it's really exciting to see some of the extraordinary, I mentioned James Carroll, but Jack and these young people, they inspire me, and I go, oh, wow, they learn from me, and vice versa.
It's tremendous, that relationship that can be each other learn from, or both of you, or all of you can learn from each other. Mm-hmm. So hopefully you might be able to get some of those guys on the podcast if they're interested. That'd be great.
Sure.
So, final 3 questions. You said that you have co-written and financed Absolutely Fabulous. Absolutely Fabulous. Mm. What made you want to do that and take on that risk? Is that just a part, or what sparked that creative stream in your mind to do that?
Well, the creative thing was there a given. I was with Lara, and we were in Mamma Mia together, and we decided to write a project because we looked at the other shows around and there was nothing in there. And then comes the big thing, who's going to finance it? And there's not that many people put their hands up anymore. That's just how it is. There's very few people that produce their own shows. Todd McKinney's one of them, and I really respect Todd. And I thought, I'll give it a crack. So it is a financial investment, but it's also, apart from the money, it's very stressful, the marketing and all of those things. So I don't know. I did it. I don't know if I'd jump into it again, or take, certainly writing it, but it's always obviously nicer if you don't have that risk. But I don't know. I'll never say no. The next project I'm doing doing AbFab like now and later in the year, but I'm doing Sleeping Beauty in between that. So I'm playing Maleficent, which is like a big pantomime at the State Theatre and the Comedy Theatre.
Beautiful theatre.
Yeah. So I'm doing, and that's, producers, Bonnie Lithgow's got me in to do the baddie and that. So lots of other projects along with my own project.
That's great. I have to come and see that. Final 2 questions. What's your superpower?
What is my superpower? How do you mean? Like if I was a superpower?
I'll change the question. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
I guess to go back into the past, I guess, and jump from, way back at the 40s to kind of work and meet people like Judy Garland, Fred Astaire, and also, of course, loved ones. You could jump back and have a day with them, and that'd be wonderful. And
Time traveller.
Time traveller.
Perfect. And what is the funniest thing that has happened to you recently?
Oh gosh. It's happened to me.
Or someone that a friend or something you've seen recently.
I mean, one of the funniest things I found out the other day that I have 4 drag queens that impersonate me, which is pretty. I have Rhonda Burchmore, Rhonda Muchmore, Rhonda Burchmore, and I find it, quite flattering.
I was going to say flattering.
And one of them actually messaged me asking where I got my shoes from. So they're quite serious, they're going to some effort to look like me. So I guess, some people, it's the flattery, it's
greatest form of art.
It's a compliment, to have these people. So I love my gay community, and all of them are gay, but and I'm quite thrilled to be named as like a gay icon, and to have so many people imitate me is a lovely thing.
That's tremendous.
But it did make me giggle.
Rhonda, thank you so much for your time. You've been an absolute superstar. So talented and generous with your time. So we'd love for you to please plug your social media, plug your shows. It'll all be on the show notes.
Thank
on the
you,
website.
Pearcey. Thank you.
But yeah, please fire away all the details that you can remember off the top of your head, but they'll all be in the show notes.
You are lovely. Thank you so much. Wonderful. And thank you for I know you've written for many months, and it's so lovely to finally get to do this and to meet you in person.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yay!
What a wonderful chat with Rhonda Burchmore. Hope you enjoyed part 1 and part 2 as well. As we said and as we spoke during the episode, Rhonda's social media details are similar to mine. Very simple to remember. On Twitter and Instagram, it's at Rhonda Burchmore. RHONDABURCHMOR. All one word. And her wonderful website, www.rhondaburchmore.com. And if you go to rhondaburchmore.com, you'll see her national tour dates, where she will be coming, no doubt, to a town or a location near you. Highly recommended. I've read the reviews, and once she comes to an area close to myself, I will certainly be looking forward to going and checking it out. As she said, she did speak about it in the episode, she's funded this venture. Does take a lot of balls to go out and do something similar to that. Don't know if everyone appreciates what a risk it is, a financial risk, and also to their reputation. So it's something she's very passionate about, and all the commentary and feedback has been absolutely marvellous. So again, go out and support our guests. If you do get the chance to meet any of our guests, certainly say that you've heard them on the Pearcey Presents podcast. That is super, that they know that they have been heard on this medium. And again, also give them a tweet, say that you've heard from them. Again, just a bit of a thank you to them for spending their time. We have some absolutely awesome guests coming up in the next few weeks. I won't give them all away, but we have a Logie nominee coming up next week. Unfortunately, the end part of this interview was cut off. However, this was done a few months ago. He's an absolute legend. He's one of the funniest men in Australia, Mr. Dilruk Jayasinghe. We have the awesome Mr. Darren Smith. We have Dennis Pagan. We have Mr. Ted Richards, AFL Premiership player. And I have also got some more on the line. So certainly a big couple of months coming up for the podcast. Please stay tuned. Please share. Please tweet at our guests. Give us a tweet. Give us any feedback at Pearcey Presents on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and also, of course, on Snapchat. And we are also on YouTube. So again, thanks so much everyone for listening. Give us a 5-star review and a bit of a comment on iTunes. And if you are listening on any other method, of course, whatever the method is to rate, that would be tremendous. Thanks so much and have a great week. Cheers from now from Pearcey. Boom.